Bill Shorten has cast himself as Robin Hood.
It's not sustainable, it's not fair.
Taking aim at a shareholder tax credit he says is rorted by the rich.
92% of taxpayers don't get this cash refund.
To pledge more cash for the needy.
And of offering tax relief to low and middle income Australians before the next election.
His numbers man is targeting the cash flowing from company dividends.
Dividend imputation is an important part of Australia's financial infrastructure.
And its simple aim is to ensure that money isn't taxed twice. So company profits taxed at 30 cents in the dollar get passed to shareholders with a credit. If the shareholders' income tax rate is higher than that, they pay the difference to the tax office. But some individuals and super funds have a lower tax rate and can claim a refund. Those refunds cost the federal budget over $5 billion a year.
Where the benefit principally goes, it goes to self-managed super funds at the very top end.
The Treasurer says it's straight theft.
Stealing the tax refund of retirees and pensioners and low-income earners.
And the Coalition argues the cost of labour is rising.
If a Labor Party is elected, the higher tax bill on the Australian economy will now be more than $200 billion over the next 10 years.
Labor's betting that there are more winners than losers in its tax trade-off, and it's also looking to trump the government's business tax cuts by offering an instant 20% deduction on investments like utes, machinery and software.
We're saying to Australian business, if you spend, we will reward you.
And he's hoping the electorate will reward him. Chris Ullman, 9 News.
On the face of it, few will argue this is targeting largely wealthy Australians. But there are some potential ways in Bill Shorten's tax plan which could affect ordinary people. Here's the Nine Network's finance editor, Ross Greenwood.
The risk of Bill Shorten's plan is it just won't hurt wealthy people with self-managed super funds, but pensioners who own maybe just a few shares. That's because he wants to stamp out refunds for all investors in super funds with excess tax credits from their dividends. Now, the very wealthy with millions in their funds would be affected, but they can change strategy, maybe different shares or property to get around it. So markets could be affected as people and super funds cash out of key shares, but also affected are low-income, low-tax pensioners who maybe just have a few dividend-paying shares, perhaps the banks or Telstra say. They too face losing a tax refund, maybe a few $100s or a few thousands. It might not be much, but it could amount to a holiday or Christmas presents for the grandkids.